danger you're in by allowing me to get to the mic. But I'm going to try to mitigate that danger by doing what I've been told to do, and that is making my remarks brief. My friends, the mayor and the superintendent, have already stated very eloquently some essential truths. I would just like to point out a couple of things from the community perspective. One of my heroes, and I say this frequently, is Bruce Lee. Because Bruce Lee, at his heaviest, was like 145 pounds. His usual fighting weight was about 136 pounds. He was only 5'6". But he's still considered and revered as one of the most dangerous fighters in history, and this simply because he could do things like he could throw a 1-inch punch. He could be 1 inch away from you, punch you, and knock you back. Not people who were bigger than him, back a good 10 feet. But the reason he could do that was because he was not just punching with his fist, with his arm. He was punching with his heel. He used everything that he had, from his heel to his hips to his shoulder, and aligned everything so that the impact was felt on these two knuckles, and he could literally knock anybody out. What we've done here in Rockford is we've tried to leverage the human capital and the tremendous reservoir of goodwill that is latent in our community, and align it in such a way that even though the problem was big and hairy, we haven't knocked it out, but we're in the fight. And one of the reasons has been that we've learned a new lexicon. What I mean by that is, as long as we keep talking about liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, pro-charter, anti-charter, as long as we keep allowing ourselves to get caught in these eddies of binaries, we'll never make any progress. But if we could all learn a new lexicon, learn that, wait a minute, everybody wants our children to succeed. Let's start there. And let's see, this is what we did. There are best practices, or there are structures, or there are principles that we can employ that will allow us to stop just punching and flailing from our arms, but can we take everything and ground it and really knock out the problem? The other thing that we dare to do is we've stopped shining up flat tires. Some of the problems are structural problems. And you can't just keep tweaking something that is structurally inequitable and ineffective. So through the principles, the structures, the processes, the technology even, and the human relationships that we've learned to develop, we've found ways to keep a whole lot of disparate personalities at the same table so that we can work on the problem long enough to actually solve problems instead of tweaking problems. We're not trying to massage a problem, we're trying to solve a problem. And very often you can't solve a problem until you take care of the structural inequities and the very nature of whatever it is that you're trying to address. So I'll close, surprisingly, by saying that this work that you're doing and that we're trying to get accomplished today and tomorrow is no insignificant work. This is not just another something that you're coming to take a lot of notes, and then, when you get home, perhaps just leave those notes along with all the other programs and things that you've been to. The real heart of this matter is the human relationships and reservoir of goodwill that is latent in all of us, because we're fighting for our children. We're fighting for our children's children. You'll excuse me, and I definitely need to stop now because I feel myself getting choked up. You'll excuse me if I reflect on the fact that I'm a product of public schools. Public school in Kankakee, Illinois, that was as rancorous as Rockford, Illinois, back in the day. University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, University of California, at Berkeley, been through public schools all my life, and most of the time, I was the only African-American male in a lot of my classes. So I made a commitment, and this is why I've been involved with this work, that every child ought to have an opportunity to succeed, regardless of their zip code, regardless of their national origin, regardless of their ethnicity. And the work that we're doing has to be grounded in the fact that we really believe in the human potential of every child, the potential for everyone to flourish. So thank you for coming to Rockford, and thank you for the time and energy that you're going to put into today and tomorrow. And I just want to thank you on behalf of future generations for not giving up on the work that you do. Thank you.